Yes, yes, these are the fucking episodes I'm talking about. Why Tokyo Ghoul is awesome as shit. This episode, absolutely awesome in every which way. The animation, the music, the voice acting, the progression, the action sequences. It was like, this is how you execute something properly. Like, fuck the censorship, whatever, it fucking happened. But ultimately, oh my gosh, yes, that Tokyo Ghoul, this episode at the very least deserves it. It deserves it to say Tokyo Ghoul greatness. So for the most part, this episode was action-centric. It had two different fights going on, and it was kind of like a plan, seemingly, with Touka and Kaneki basically having them split up so that way they could fight them on their own accord. And I would like how they were kind of strategic about it, how basically Touka had Mado in that little small circle so that way he couldn't really use that Zabi Maru wannabe shit. And then at the same time, he also had Kaneki fighting outside so kind of he can try his best to convey his ideas and his feelings regarding just humanity and ghouls in general to Amon. And the way they separated them, it was just very smart again. And ultimately just the two different fights that were going on, it was really in an interesting way showing the different perspectives and again kind of driving home the whole theme of this show. And once again, you know, that's basically who's the true monster, and we could coincide and we could be one if we just stop the bullshit. On one hand, you got Amon kind of trying to say, yo, you guys are the ones, you guys are wrong. And then on the other side, you got Touka telling the humans. So it was like back and forth, both of them kind of just showing the different perspectives on what they think of each other. And ultimately, if you look at it, they're both thinking the same things. You guys are the danger. You guys are the one fucking up. And you can see that Kaneki's really the only one, since he has both worlds inside of him that can really see the bigger picture, that everyone fucking sucks. At the end of the day, hate everyone equally. The Kaneki versus Amon fight, it was like, yo, he took an ass whipping. And I don't even really want to call it too much of a fight. I mean, he did fuck him up in the end when he started biting the shit out of him. And we heard Risei's voice, which really got me curious. Like, what the fuck is that up about? Like, I would like that it's more so a mental thing with him. I don't want Risei necessarily to be actually inside of Kaneki's body and kind of come out of him and say, hey, I'm alive. And all of a sudden Risei, I don't know, comes out of his body or some weird shit. Like, I would like it that is more of a psychological thing. That's the inner ghoul of him that kind of activates. And when he was going full force against Amon and he had like all those tails coming out of him, I don't give a fuck what anyone said. Totally reminded me of like back in the day when Naruto would lose control and all the QE tails would come out. It was just epic as fuck. The animation again just looked absolutely amazing. These are those episodes that like, you like, okay, you know, you want to check out a good action series with some awesome stuff. Look at this. Look at this episode. You can see there was more development with Kaneki as far as his powers go, because while he was still trying desperately to overcome them, he had a little bit more control than before. Like back when he first, you know, activated these things, ultimately you could see that he was kind of struggling, but now he really was having it more down packed while he was still trying to struggle to not ultimately lose himself. He still was like nonetheless having a grasp over the power. So you can see that there's a little bit of development with him as well, except in the end when he just kind of like lost it and stabbed that motherfucker Yomo. And I love the sweet redemption for Hinami, but still it kind of being a Pyrrhic victory with Mado ultimately dying. But at the same time they find out, especially Touka, this played a big role in Touka's character because she sees that Mado was married. Now that leaves open interpretation. First of all, was Mado currently married? Did his wife die? Maybe she succumbed to some sort of ghoul attack or something. It makes you question a lot of different things regarding Mado. Who the fuck would marry this nut job? Or is he only a nut job because of the ghouls? Did the murder of his wife? Like, there's so many different questions you can ask about Mado. I kind of had a little bit of a chuckle, though, while I was watching the episode, when at first I thought he got beheaded and it was censored out because there was just so much black everywhere all over the screen. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And he keeps on, I will not die. And then he, like, it looks like he faints, and then it's like, oh, he's dead. I swear I won't die. I was like, I felt like Austin Powers for a moment when he was like, why won't you die? You could also see that in this episode, Kaneki's actions are definitely going to take a toll and ultimately have some sort of development with the coexistence between ghouls and humans, because Amon was like, why did this ghoul save me? And he was crying, and his words, I think, definitely are going to weigh in with Amon at the very least. And Amon can't totally, even if he takes in what Kaneki was trying to tell him. He can't totally take it in and, like, you know, change the world or everything, but this could be the spark. This could be the small start of a change with humanity and ghouls. And as a whole, phenomenal episode. I'm giving this one 10 out of 10. It had everything you would want: progression, epic action, death. It was just like, oh my god, so many things went down, and the development and kind of fucking with the psyche of these characters, with Touka having to deal with, I just killed a human that was married. He probably had loved ones that actually cared about him. What's up with that? It was like so many different things. The redemption for Hinami, seeing Hinami's powers in the back. It was like, they just did it so fucking right, so well. It's like, the moment the final episode of Tokyo Ghouls airs, I am going straight into that manga. I don't know if I'm going to review it. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, but I know for damn sure that I'm going to start over from the beginning with the manga the moment episode 12 finishes. You can best believe that. And yeah, absolutely amazing masterpiece of an episode. 10 out of 10. Oh my god, I loved it so much. This is like one of those episodes where I'm like, but let me know what you thought of this episode. First of all, what do you think about Kaneki versus Amon? Again, I use versus loosely because a lot of it was Kaneki just taking an ass whooping, similar to like Hunter x Hunter when Gon was getting his ass kicked in the arc to rescue Kitawa by the butler. It was like, I'm going to show you my resolve, and I want you to understand what I'm trying to say, even if I got to get my fucking ass destroyed in the process. And what do you think about Touka's growth in this episode as well? That is kind of showing like this is taking a toll. Everything that's going on continuously is adding to her grief and her frustrations of being a ghoul. And Mado's death, did you see that coming? I honestly was surprised. I was like, I thought Mado was gonna last a long time into the series, so to see him die early is like, fuck. And just your overall thoughts again. Amazing episode, absolutely loved it, incredible. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Tokyo Ghoul for the motherfucking win.